Well, it seems my boys are gonna go ahead and just kill each other. What idiots. Hey guys, DB right here, or Ryan Melrose, and we are back continuing with What If Bardock Survived Part 3? A fun little story where he actually managed to survive the blast that wiped out his most of his family and his entire race along with the entire planet at the hands of Frieza. Yes, some crazy way the blast had just basically missed him and he was sent catapulting through the cosmos until he landed on a planet that was more or less on the far reaches of Frieza's planet. If you haven't seen Part 1, I recommend you check it out. It's got all the details there, along, of course, with Part 2. Because this is now Part 3, and we are continuing strong. Continuing exactly where we left off. Now, where we last left off, Bardock, who is now fully healed, has his own ship, and his own little planet away from the influence of Frieza, where he could rest and recover as he's been running around causing all sorts of mayhem for Frieza, attacking outpost after outpost, resorting to basically guerrilla warfare. I'll have my revenge, Frieza! You bastard! And like I mentioned in Part 2, Bardock had retained his power of foresight that he received back when he conquered Kanasa. After all, we are going with the Bardock Father of Goku version of events, not so much the Dragon Ball Minus. Although I did mention Guinea very briefly in Part 2. Just a little fan service to you Guinea fans. And basically, he is now had some very troubling visions. Something about his two boys, Kakarot and Raditz, killing each other on Earth. And this really doesn't make sense to Bardock. How is my son supposed to oppose Frieza if both my boys simply kill each other on Earth before any of that happens? This didn't make sense to Bardock, so at the very least he's on his way to Earth right now to hopefully get some answers. Remember, Bardock doesn't know about the Dragon Balls. He doesn't know that Goku is meant to fall before Raditz, and vice versa, and be brought back so he can fight Nappa and Vegeta and get all that power and get even stronger so he can fight Frieza on Namek. He doesn't know about the Dragon Balls. He doesn't know nothing! And he's supposed to see the future? Come on, Bardock, what are you doing? Yeah, that gift from the Kanassans is not exactly convenient, is it? Although it has so far helped him in terms of, not ending up in Frieza's crosshairs so far. Except for when he deliberately does it and destroys an outpost. Anyway, we are now tying into the events of Dragon Ball Z here. And Bardock is racing to Earth. Now, when exactly does he get there? He actually gets there right in the middle of Goku and Piccolo's battle with Raditz. So, yeah, he really got there just in time, really. Yeah, so yeah, it's not like I had him get there early to prevent the whole situation altogether. No, this is a fight, and Bardock gets to see just how far both his boys have come over the years. He remembers Kakarot's power level being a lousy, 1? But now he's at least reading a power level of 330. And Piccolo is about 310, 320, I think it was. Something like that. Of course, Raditz is a power level of 1200. Of course, Bardock's pretty much observing at the moment with his scouter. Power level of 1200 from Raditz. Could be better. He's stronger than his mother, at least. Alright, Kakarot, what do you deal with? 330. 330! Well, given the gravity on this planet and the weaklings on it, what more could I expect? Really? Coming up to 330 from power level 1 on this planet? Not too shabby. But still, he could be better! And well, he watches the fight go on from start to finish, and it's pretty obvious that Raditz has the clear advantage in power. And Bardock, he sort of gets that Raditz is probably pulling his punches a little bit. After all, Raditz's whole thing was to convince Kakarot to join him and Vegeta and Nappa on a future conquest. That's not going to do much good to Raditz if Kakarot ends up dead. Even though he's all, "I'm going to kill you, brother, you refused me." I still believe, ultimately, that whole thing was a bluff. Maybe not so much when he threatened to blow away Gohan, but yeah, I still think Raditz didn't really want to kill his own brother. And, well, to Bardock, that is a big no-no as well. They haven't even noticed Bardock is even there yet. They're too wrapped up in their fight. And, well, just like in the original, at the moment, Raditz is pretty much dominating the fight. However, this is where Bardock gets to see the true potential in his younger son Kakarot, and even the potential of some of the other fighters on the planet that he's seen little blips of the from his scouter. He knows there are at least 2 more on their way to the scene, which of course that would be Krillin and Master Roshi along with Bulma, and there are a few more scattered over the world. Some of them at least power levels over 100, but now that he's beginning to see that they can alter their power levels at will, oh yes, this is handy. Suddenly, Goku's power level with the Kamehameha has gone over 1,000. Wait, what? I've never seen this before. These warriors can alter their power level at will? I can't even do that. Raditz can't even do that. I can't even do that. What's going on here? And, well, even though Goku's initial offensive doesn't actually play out in his favor, Bardock actually can't help but actually be impressed with his younger son. He is way weaker than Raditz, yet here he is battling with him. He's way weaker than Raditz and battling with him, and he has a nifty trick like that to actually be able to conceal his true power. And, from what he's observed, they can seemingly sense power levels without needing a scouter. Not once did they lose track of Raditz. Goku, even though Raditz is faster and stronger, not once did Piccolo and Goku actually lose track of him. Bardock is beginning to see that he actually made the right move in coming here. And as the battle went on, Piccolo, of course, showed that he could do the same thing. Hide his power level at will as he's charging his attack. Haha, Dragon Ball Z abridged reference. Love it. And, well, he initially fires the first special beam cannon, and ultimately he misses, and, well, this is where both Raditz and Bardock get a big blimp on their scouter, as Gohan, little Gohan in the Saiyan pod, has had enough of this. And, Bardock hadn't seen visions of his grandchild, but judging by his rage and the power Gohan's throwing around and able to damage Raditz so effectively, easily piercing his armor, Gohan's power level shooting up higher than Raditz. Bardock is just surprised, and it became obvious whose child this was. Definitely Kakarot's. Bardock is seeing a phenomenon that's really, really unknown to Saiyans. And the fact that Kakarot was able to have a kid, it means that his race can survive. But now, we're getting to the final pushes of Raditz, Piccolo, and Goku's battle here. As, Raditz is now considering killing his nephew. And even Bardock is standing there thinking, he wouldn't! You don't kill members of your family! That's a no-no! Even amongst our Saiyans, we don't do that. Well, okay, it's been known to happen if you're King Vegeta, or any member of the royal family, but other than that, it's a big no-no. However, Kakarot gets Raditz into a full Nelson, and Piccolo has finished charging his attack, and Bardock now realizes he's now living his vision live. And without hesitation, before the special beam cannon could pierce Raditz and Goku, Bardock puts himself in front of the beam and just spots it away like nothing. Big explosion of the mountain behind him, and it's completely destroyed. That mountain is history. Piccolo's standing there in awe. What? Another one of these Saiyans? I thought this one was alone. Where did this one come from? That power, it's unreal. Kakarot looking just as dumbfounded. Raditz gets a good look at him. Dad? What are you doing here? Stopping you from making a big mistake. I looked to the side there like I was actually acting out Bardock. Silly me. Okay, that is funny. I'm getting really into the story. Anyway, yeah, stopping you from making a serious mistake. Raditz, help me understand why you're trying to kill your brother and nephew. Dad, you're alive? But how? Where have you been all these years? I'll ask the questions. And needless to say, Raditz spills the beans to Bardock about everything. I mean, this is his father after all, and yes, Raditz knows when his dad Bardock talks to him, you come clean and you answer. Especially considering that Raditz is detecting with his scouter a power level that's on par with Prince Vegeta's. Absolutely, well, you see, I came here to recruit Kakarot into the Frieza Force, and we were gonna go ahead and conquer this planet, which was, quite frankly, a bit too much trouble for the three of us. You said 3 of you. There are more Saiyans? Who is it, Raditz? Speak up, boy! Well, it was the elite Saiyan commander, Nappa. You know what? I remember seeing him with Prince Vegeta just before I departed for Planet Meat. Well, I'll be. So Prince Vegeta and Nappa are alive. And in case you don't know, that is a reference to the Dragon Ball Z game, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, when you play the Bardock expansion. They actually throw a scene in there where Bardock encounters, very briefly, Nappa and Prince Vegeta when he's being sent off-world. I think that's pretty cool, and I thought that was pretty cool to sort of add that in. Anyways, let's continue. Story time. Story! And, well, while you can't really blame Raditz for what he did, I can't believe you three are still serving that monster Frieza. You know what he did to our planet, right? What do you mean, father? Did to our planet? That was an asteroid, right? That's what we were told. Oh, dear Lord, I can't believe you. I can't believe you'd buy into that. Of course it wasn't an asteroid. We have defenses for that thing. No. The person who destroyed our planet was Frieza! And this hits Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta like a shot. Remember, they're listening on the scouter. Listening in on the scouter. You hear that, Vegeta? Frieza blew up our planet. You don't really think that's true, do you? Who knows? Either way, I think it's time we paid Raditz and his family a visit. We'll make 'em talk. And well, like that, Nappa and Vegeta are on their way to Earth, like in the original. And if you think there's not going to be a fight here because they're not looking for Dragon Balls, think again. Raditz has failed them. He's clearly going to side with his father and family on this matter. So the way Vegeta sort of feels, at least, they're all just a bunch of traitors. Kakarot, Raditz, Bardock. Oh yes. They will all answer for this. Even if what Bardock says is true about Frieza, Vegeta needs to know himself. Either way, they're coming to Earth, and there is going to be a fight. However, now Bardock is looking to his younger son, Kakarot. Well, look at you, all grown up. You're a spitting image of your old man. You're my father? Well, of course he is, Kakarot. I just called him Dad, didn't I? There's something quite different about you, Kakarot. Enough of calling me Kakarot. My name is Goku. Bardock sort of looking at Raditz here. Yeah, apparently he had hit his head when he was a young child. He doesn't remember anything of his Saiyan heritage, Dad. Well, then it looks like it's up to me to give you an education. And then Roshi and Bulma arrive as well. Nothing is settled. Piccolo is dumbfounded. He doesn't know what to do here. And, well, it seems at the very least for now, the fighting is over. And, well, as Raditz is actually kind of relieved his father intervened, he didn't have to resort to killing his brother, or wipe out Gohan, but now a new horror has daunted him, as he quickly takes his scouter off and destroys it on the spot. What? Raditz, why'd you do that? Nappa and Vegeta, they were no doubt listening in. And if I know them, they're on their way here now. Prince and Nappa are on their way here? Good. Maybe I could talk some sense to him. We need an army if we're gonna face Frieza. And Kakarot's all still, face Frieza? War, destruction of planets? Yeah, he doesn't know how to make sense of any of this either. Let alone does Krillin, Bulma, and Roshi, who are questioning who this other guy is. But given that he looks a lot like Goku, it's pretty self-explanatory. And, well, Raditz pretty much alerts them all that, given how long it took me to get here, they'll be here within the year. And Dad, trust me, Nappa and Vegeta aren't exactly the listening and understanding type. It's gonna be a fight. And he looks to Piccolo and his younger brother, and if you thought I was trouble, I am nothing compared to them. Our father would be lucky to stand up to them. So needless to say, since Raditz can pretty much guarantee that Nappa and Vegeta are coming to dispose of him for failure, there's going to be lots of training going on. And I think this is actually a good spot to actually leave it for the time being. So, yeah, what do you guys think anyway? Will Bardock be able to whip up these weaklings in shape in order to deal with Nappa and Vegeta? I'd rather we not have to kill our own kind. Frieza is the real enemy here. Still, if they pose a threat, I will have to deal with them. So you boys better whip yourselves into shape. We need resources. And, well, resources he will get, but we will continue that in another time. So, what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this part of the story? Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel if you're enjoying this content. Yes, leave a comment. You got your suggestions. Yes, feel free to point out any mistakes I may have made, because, after all, this is a more improvised style on how I'm doing my what-ifs now in future. So, yes, all this more next time as we continue this exciting adventure. And as I've stated previously, that we are sticking to this story till the very end from now on. That goes with all what-ifs. If I start a what-if, I don't start another one till it finishes. So, starting with this one. So if there's, I know there's a whole bunch I haven't finished yet, so I'll probably go back and finish off one of those. And just finish those ones off, as many of them as I can. And then we'll continue with more new stories like this one. So, yes, all this and more next time. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you guys again next time. Right. I salute you!